Aloha fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Deluxe Class Bluestreak from Transformers Earthrise War for Cybertron Trilogy. This guy is a Walgreens exclusive, so if you are trying to find him, you're either going to have to stalk Walgreens.com or check your local Walgreens. I was lucky enough to find this guy online, but I think they have since pulled the listing. Hopefully they put it back up so people who don't want to go into the store can still find this guy. He looks pretty good. Standard Earthrise packaging, some really nice Bluestreak artwork here on the side, like that quite a bit. Not too much going on the top or the bottom, and then you have the standard kind of, mural group shot for Earthrise. And I can't believe I just noticed this, but this is the Thrilling 30 Trailbreaker, isn't it? Because that does not look like what Trailbreaker should look like. So that's kind of funny. Can't believe I'm just noticing that. Anyway, moving on to the back, you can see the robot mode, the vehicle mode. Looks pretty sleek, so I'm excited to check this one out. Also, I think it's kind of funny that this is definitely like a rendering of Smokescreen in Bluestreak colors. This is not actually what Bluestreak looks like, because you can see it definitely has Smokescreen's head there, which I think is kind of hilarious. And I think the front of the car is molded differently as well. Yeah, you can see. So that's kind of hilarious. They must have done that early on and then never went back and fixed it. But in any case, let's go ahead, let's get him out of the box and we'll take a closer look. Here is Bluestreak out of the packaging. I think he looks great. They did a really nice job with him. He does have the two little shoulder guns, but if you don't want them on there, you can easily unpeg them. They're just little accessories. There's two of them exactly the same, and they just peg into little spots right there on the shoulders. And then of course he's got his iconic gun. I'm going to take that off for now. The back does show that you can store it if you want to peg it into this spot on the top. I mean, you can do that. I think it's a little weird, but you can do it. I'm going to put it off to the side, though. But yeah, he looks good. Articulation-wise, head is on a ball joint, so you can move that all the way around. And then let's take a look at the head. Very nice. It doesn't have that kind of boxy look that it showed on the back of the box, which is definitely for Smokescreen. It's a nice head sculpt. Love the Autobot symbol on the front. Very nicely painted. The wings have a little bit of motion, so if you kind of want them back at a 45-degree angle, you can. This one seems to want to flip back, though. It doesn't really want to stay. This one will. You have a hinge here in the shoulder. You have a spin here. Then you have another hinge there. You have a bicep swivel, but both of my bicep swivels are crazy tight. Like, crazy tight. Hopefully they'll loosen over time. You have 90-degree bend in the elbow. You have a wrist swivel. You have a waist swivel. Hips can go forward and, no, I guess not back because it hits into the torso, but it can super go all the way forward. Kick out to the side, no problem. Thigh swivel. I would say over 90 degrees in the knee because of transformation. And then, of course, the telltale ankle tilt, the signature of this line, and Siege before it. But yeah, he looks good. I like him. He does have these stupid panels here. That they flip up here in the vehicle mode and then they flip down like they're supposed to somehow hide how hollow his foot is. I mean, I get what they're going for, but who cares? You can't even see it. Like, the only time you see it is if he's turned to the side, and I'm sorry, it doesn't do much to hide the hollow foot. Like, I can live with the hollow foot. I'm not super worried about it. It just seems like a stupid attempt. I don't know. He has these nice heels as well, which keep him from falling over, which is nice. All in all, I think the paint looks great. The head sculpt is great. The accessories are nice. Doesn't have a ton of kibble. I mean, you have the roof of the car here, but it's very flat against the back. I think it looks good. All in all, it's really, really nice. Speaking of Siege, though, here is his Siege counterpart as I knock him over. They look fairly similar, but I do think I prefer this new one. Not that anything was wrong with this one, but I always thought this mold had weird legs, because you could never really tell like where to stand them or where they stopped or what angle they should be at, where these are very clear, and I think they just stand better in general. So I really do think the legs on the new one are better. The head sculpt is fairly similar, although I'd say this is probably more Bluestreak, whereas this is kind of like a repainted Prowl, if I gotta be honest. And I like a little bit more black on the hood than this one has. So yeah, all in all, I just think I really do prefer this one. This one was good. This one almost kind of feels like a mini masterpiece to me. This line has really gotten good at giving us these like mini masterpieces that are on a budget, and I really, really love what they're doing with that. But yeah, this guy was a Walmart exclusive, and this guy is a Walgreens exclusive, so it's kind of funny that Bluestreak is always getting the exclusive treatment. But let's go ahead, we'll move into the transformation. Alright, so transformation is pretty simple. I've gone ahead and already removed the shoulder cannons. You just take them off and put them off to the side. You're going to come to the inside here and flip up these little red pieces. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could just leave them up there all the time if you don't care about them. To me, they don't really do much, but anyway, for transformation, you got to flip them up. You're going to peg the feet and everything together like so. Then you're going to spin them 180 at the waist like that. You're going to kind of put the arms up to the side like so. You're going to unpeg the chest area. Oh, I'm sorry. First you have to unpeg the shoulders. I actually forgot that this is a thing. So these lightly tab in. As you can see right there, there's a tiny little tab. So a lot of times, like if you're moving the shoulders around, he might not be tabbed in, but if you do have them tabbed in, you have to make sure that they're untabbed before you can lift this whole section up. So lift that up and out. Then you're going to push this piece in to fill that hole. Then you're going to bring this up, fold these in. Actually, you have to leave this out first so that these can collapse over them. And then this is going to kind of naturally hit to about there. And then as you fold this in, it'll tighten that all up. Then they want you to spin the head around 180 degrees. And then you can see his heels will actually fold in like so. Just like that. So this doesn't necessarily tab in or anything. You just kind of keep it there like that. It will in a moment. At this point, you're going to rotate these around so that the wheels are facing straight up. And then you're going to fold these in, straighten out the arms, fold these straight down. And then there are little tabs on the sides of the arms right here, and then little tab slots on the side of the doors. Now, you might not get them to tab all the way in. They don't always, and they don't like to stay either. But as long as you close the doors and you can get that tab to go, you can pretty much, it'll stay in place. It's not a big deal. So there is the vehicle mode. Looking pretty sharp. I really like the look of this quite a bit. It's really sharp. I think it looks excellent. Not really that much robot kibble underneath. Did a pretty nice job hiding that as well. If you would like, you can put all the guns on here. You can put these back in the shoulder spots where they were. Completely up to you. I think he looks a little goofy armed up that much, but you can certainly do it if you would like. The other thing you can do, and I haven't showed this off yet, you can peg these onto the side if you want to make like one super gun. If you like the look of that, and you can plug that in here. So it kind of looks like a giant turret. You could also use this in robot mode just like this. Whatever you prefer. But yeah, really, really very sharp. I really like the look of this a lot. And just to zoom out a bit, here is the Siege version in vehicle mode. And I do like this too. I especially just kind of like the design like of all the black and making it look like it doesn't really have windows. I think it's kind of a cool look. And definitely feels very Cybertronian. So I do really still like this, but I feel like this is kind of my definitive Bluestreak. I feel like this is the mini masterpiece. This is really nice, and I'm very, very happy with this. I kind of wish I had the Classics one, the Universe 2.0 or whatever that line was called, when they did, you know, Prowl and Bluestreak and Smokescreen to compare it to. Because that one wasn't bad either. But that one had the shoulder cannons have to like rotate inside. And while that was nice for storage, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So I definitely think this is the best one so far. From what I remember, like I said, I don't have that to compare. But and the other thing is, I feel like, yes, they gave us both in you know, lines back to back. But you can't really argue that these are not even close to the same toy. It's not like they tweaked the mold a little bit. It's completely different. I mean, you can tell it's not even as wide. You know, the design is completely different. Yes, it shares aspects that are the same, but I really like having both. I really do like the Cybertronian mode. I think that's really cool. I think the Cybertronian vehicle modes always kind of spoke to me more than the robot modes because the robot modes are so similar to the Earth robot modes. But the vehicles is where I always had fun. I think that's just a really cool Cybertronian vehicle mode. I like that a lot. But I definitely have to say, if I'm going for like G1 mini masterpiece accuracy, I got to give it to this guy. I think Bluestreak's fantastic. I definitely recommend picking them up if you can. It is a Walgreens exclusive, so it's going to be a little difficult. It's kind of weird how they're doing them. So Smokescreen is part of Wave 2, which has seen very weird distribution. This is a Walgreens exclusive, and then Prowl is in the 2-pack with Ironhide that's an Amazon exclusive. So these guys are definitely getting some weird distribution this time around, but I definitely recommend tracking this guy down if you can. He looks fantastic. I mean, like I said, to me, it's kind of the mini masterpiece version of this figure. If you've always wanted Masterpiece Bluestreak, but you just didn't have the money, I think this guy is definitely worth taking a look at. I like it a lot more than the Siege version. Again, not to put the Siege version down, but I know a lot of people were kind of complaining, oh, we just got him in Siege, now we're getting him again in Earthrise, but it really is a completely different toy, and honestly, I think a better toy, so I highly recommend them. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.